Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good afternoon. Good evening and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope your day is going well. I don't know. I'm flubbing up all over the place, but I'm hoping you guys are doing all well out there. Real talk. Okay. Another day above the earth is a blessing. Let's not forget that. Okay. Let's not forget that. We got some things we got to get into. I have officially all 7 really, but we've already read this one of them. Okay, so now we have all 7 of the lawsuits, but we are going through the 6 remaining lawsuits here on this show. So we got a lot to get into. There's some really crazy stuff that's being alleged. Real talk, some really big alleged some allegations that are just insane. Okay, we got a little bit of a peppering of those in an article that we read just on the last show. Okay, but we are going to go into that nitty gritty. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be fantastic. I'm going to be real. Okay, but we got something going on here, and we do have a statement, an exclusive statement from the man himself, Tony Buzbee, that I'll be reading with you guys here on this show today. So we got to get into some things. So before we get into everything, do me a solid. Hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Crush it. Crush it. Do what it need to do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. I also have those roses up above, up there, okay? For those of y'all who are watching on TikTok and are interested in hearing about this, and if you want to gift me with a rose or 2 or 3 or 4 or 200, which is the goal, please by all means do that, okay? Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms, okay? And if you are watching on those other platforms, like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, hit that follow button. Follow me on all those things, okay? That would be amazing, because I think we got some new things, hopefully some great things coming around the bend very, very soon, and I'm really looking forward to sharing those things with you guys here in the very near future, okay? All pertaining to this and many other cases that we cover on the show. Don't forget to subscribe here on my main channel. Please and thank you. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Crush that subscribe button over there, because there's going to be some new content over there very, very soon. So be on the lookout for that. Hit that notification bell on both platforms and set it to all, so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it is random. A lot of this stuff is just breaking, and I'm just hopping in and just doing these breaking news stories with you guys, okay? So make sure you got that notification bell set to all. Also, hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon and my locals.com/The Pascal Show, and patreon.com//The Pascal Show. Go check it out. And of course, we got PascalMerch.com. We got that merch dough. Check it out, okay? We got some fire merch. Please and thank you. Go and check it out, okay? And tell them I sent you. Wait, what am I saying? It's my store. But you know what I mean, okay? Just do it. All right. First off, I want to say this would not have been possible without our source. So I want to say a big thank you to our insider, okay, our journalistic source that got us all of this stuff, and a statement by Tony Buzbee themselves. And so, of course, I want to get straight into it and give you guys the statement that was actually given to us. And some of it has already been said to us before. We've read these in some articles, but I do appreciate them giving us a statement and letting us have some sort of exclusive thing to say about all this. In fact, let me just do this, because I got it a little bit different on here. Hold on. Let me get this up here. But again, I hope you guys are all doing well. I appreciate you guys being here. Diddy's in a lot of trouble. the landslide of information, lawsuits, these allegations are really real and they are palpable. But I want to share this with you guys because, like I said, this is a statement exclusively given to us, okay, by Buzbee's law firm, by Tony Buzbee himself, if you see down there in the bottom, okay? Like I said, the show would not be possible without the fam. So shout out to our source, real talk. So the Busby law firm, along with co-counsel Ava Law Group and New York local counsel Curris Law, is filing 7 cases today alleging aggravated sorry guys, and exploitation against Sean Diddy Combs and those entities with whom he has been affiliated. Several other individuals are referenced in the case filings, but are not at the same time formally named as defendants. Like I said before, they got celebrity names and big names, period. Movers and shakers, athletes, politicians, movie stars, recording artists, you name it, everybody, okay, that could possibly be named in these lawsuits, but they have not named these lawsuits yet. Okay? Just so you guys know. Now, are they waiting out so that they can secure a bag, so that they can give these potential co-defendants an opportunity to settle? That's what I think what's going on here. Okay? But still, nonetheless, that's what's going on here, right? So the cases are being brought for a conduct that occurred as far back as the year 2000, but most of the events described occurred in the year 2022. He'd been out there doing the hibbity dibbity and a lot of crimes in 2022 for some weird reason. Okay? The egregious conduct set out in the lawsuits occurred in New York, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas. 4 of the alleged victims in these cases are male, 3 are female. 4 male, 3 female. One alleged victim was 17 at the time of the alleged occurrence, and the other one was only 13. We will let the allegations in the filed complaints speak for themselves, and we'll work to see that justice is done. We expect to be filing cases weekly, naming Mr. Combs and others as defendants as we continue to gather evidence and prepare the filings. Lead counsel, signed lead counsel, Tony Buzbee. Now, again, we've heard this already before, but it's nice to have it in its entirety, not just in some sort of, not in just kind of split up in little bits in an article. We're getting a full-on statement from Tony Buzbee himself. Again, let me reiterate, the co-defendants have not been named, not yet. He plans on dropping those names, and this bomb is going to go off harder than Hiroshima if those names are actually named. But he's giving people a window of opportunity to get in front of this and maybe get their names covered up, which is still tragic in my personal opinion. Everyone should be exposed. F all of that. Expose all of them. As they say, drain the swamp or whatever the hell it is. Okay? They should definitely go and do that, in my personal opinion. But we're going to get into these lawsuits. And let me just say real quick, a lot of what is being said here in the very beginning of these lawsuits are pretty much, we've been there, heard that all before. Okay? We've seen a lot of it. A lot of it's the same template. Okay? So I'll be reading like the introduction, and then I'm going straight into the factual allegations, because why go through 20 pages of the same copy? Okay? It pretty much is the same over and over and over again until you go to the factual allegations, because the factual allegations are completely different. Okay, each and every single person went through and endured a completely different type of terror, just to be completely real. So you won't see me reading all 20 pages of every single 20-page document here. Okay. I did that in the first show this morning where I went through the whole thing. Okay. As far as the introduction goes, but each and every single one is pretty much the same MO. Okay. They still claim that he's hiding behind these entities and these enterprises, that he's running an enterprise, so on and so forth, that he's using certain substances to knock people out, that he is possibly lacing baby oil with this type of chemical or this type of substance to knock people out, so on and so forth, using champagne and lemon drops to get people half cocked, and so on and so on. So I'm just letting you guys know that, okay? But I am going to be peppering a little bit in some of the introductions because each introduction, each like first paragraph is different because it pertains to the actual victim. Does that make sense? Okay. Hopefully it does, and we're going to get straight into this here. But first, before I get into that, S-Dubs, thank you so much for gifting a membership. I really do appreciate it. And whoever became a new member, all I ask is for you to pay it forward, okay? Do something positive for somebody, okay? Do something, buy somebody a coffee. Hold a door open for somebody, right? Just do something positive for that person out there. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated, and that would be a way of you paying it forward. Or if you feel the need for speed, then go give somebody else in the chat a membership. That's up to you. Okay, no pressure. But if you decide to do so, go for it. So let's get into this. Because there's quite a bit. There's 6 of these complaints that we need to read through. Like I said, not going through the whole doggone 20 pages because that would be 120 pages that we would be blazing through. We're going to get straight to the meat and potatoes, okay? So let's get into that, shall we? All right. So this one is a John Doe. All right. This one, the introduction. This case seeks compensatory and punitive damages for ASA. The actual attack took place at a Ciroc vodka party in Los Angeles, an event hosted by the liquor brand Ann Combs, who claimed to hold an ownership stake in the brand and served as its celebrity spokesperson. Remember Ciroc? Okay. I mean, Ciroc ain't gone, but you know what I mean. He was out here promoting the hell out of it back in the day. So the conduct described herein is shockingly typical of how Combs conducted himself for many years. Many individuals and entities facilitated and conspired with this abhorrent conduct. Sean Combs believed he was above the law. We've heard this before, and could do whatever he wanted. He is not, and he cannot. But in his mind, he's like, can't stop, won't stop. And they're like, oh, no. He can stop, and he's stopping right now. So, like I said, all of this right here, all of this is the same copy, same jargon. All right. How all of this has something to do with him hiding behind his certain enterprises, how he was using baby oil, how he was using champagne, lemon drops, cocktails, even water bottles to get people under the influence so that he can take advantage. Okay. They talk about how he's literally gotten away with so many different situations, like the situation in New York, the Pew Pew nightclub situation with J-Lo and Shine. The fact that he attacked a photographer from the New York Post, how a lot of these things were settled out of court. We've heard all of that. Then the litany of individuals that have stepped forward as victims, saying that he did terrible things to them, plying them with substances and SAing them and whatnot. Little Rod experiencing certain things, not only being plied with certain substances and also being SA'd, but also being made to engage in certain acts with S workers and all that stuff whilst under the influence. Okay. So we're going to get straight. Like I said, this is all the same stuff except for when we get into the plaintiffs, right? Except when we get into the victims. Now, the parties, of course, we already know about Sean Diddy Combs. We already know about the diddler, okay? But this John Doe is male, okay? And he also resides in California. So let's get straight into the allegations. Of course, also, he wants to make sure that this is a trial by jury. So we know that now. Factual allegations. In or around 2022, during a promotional party for the launch of Ciroc Vodka, Combs Ciroc Vodka drink, Combs SA'd plaintiff, a businessman from the Los Angeles area and owner of a family business specializing in renting luxury cars and jewelry. Now, this is very interesting. This is a new one for me. Every other person that we've heard has been in the industry to a certain extent, like a music hopeful and a model, an actress, stuff like that. But we've never heard anything about a businessman being attacked. So this is new. Over the previous years, plaintiff had established a business relationship with Combs, who was a customer of his rental business, often renting vehicles or jewelry for himself or those in his entourage. Combs personally invited plaintiff, John Doe, to the Ciroc party. John Doe accepted based on he and Combs' past relationship. So I guess they were good. They were chilling. Combs told John Doe that many other high-profile guests in the music industry and entertainment industry would attend the party. Plaintiff saw the party as an opportunity to further promote himself and his business, like everybody else so far. Here's an opportunity for me to make my name. Nobody knows who I am. There's an opportunity for me to hand out a business card or two. Maybe I can get Jay-Z in a whip. Maybe I can get Beyonce dripping in some diamonds. I could get blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Another opportunity, another person seeing this as an opportunity to advance their career, only for it to allegedly turn into something sinister. Once at the party, plaintiff noticed many high-profile guests. That is very interesting. Plaintiff took the photograph below, which shows Combs on a couch discussing the Ciroc business with other high-profile individuals. Multiple bottles of the Ciroc can be seen on the table. Boom. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh. Yo, look, you can see all the Ciroc. That's the diddler. You could definitely see him there. Ruh-roh. Wow. Okay. During the event, Combs instructed plaintiff to join him in his private office. The John Doe went into the office where the two were alone. Plaintiff assumed Combs wanted to have a discussion about business. However, plaintiff immediately realized Combs was intoxicated and acting strangely. Combs began awkwardly moving closer to plaintiff. As he did so, Combs removed his pants and exposed himself to plaintiff. Combs continued to move closer and then grabbed plaintiff down there through his pants, squeezing them in a rough and zesty manner. Plaintiff, shocked and disoriented, frozen momentarily, and did not know how to respond to the weirdly inappropriate advance made by Combs. The situation escalated until another individual, a professional athlete, entered the room and intervened, which ended the attack on the plaintiff. At this moment, plaintiff escaped from Combs and left the office. After escaping the office, plaintiff left the party to return home. To help plaintiff document this matter or this encounter, He took a photograph of the Ciroc vodka Combs gave him at the party that Combs ultimately SA'd, of course, where this incident happened. Okay. It is shown below. So here's the Ciroc. Allegedly, this is the Ciroc that he gave the plaintiff at the party. As a result of the incident, plaintiff has suffered significant emotional distress and trauma. He continues to deal with the psychological and emotional consequences of the events that happened in Combs' office or private office. Now, here's the thing. The only thing that I can see, okay, first off, we got to talk about this. First off, okay? This right here, this photo, does not show any act of crime. It shows that the guy was there. It definitely shows the guy being there. But it does not show any act of crime. Let's make that abundantly clear. The other thing, too, right here, this photo of this Ciroc. I could go down to a liquor store and buy a bottle of Ciroc and say, yeah, I was at his party, and here's the bottle of Ciroc that I had that he gave me. Anyone can do that. I can go to the liquor store right now and buy a bottle of Ciroc. Take a photo and go, boom, here's the bottle that shows proof positive that was in the room. No, to me, this doesn't matter to me. No disrespect. I'm not sitting here saying that I do not believe him. But this photo does not solidify his claims even more. It doesn't. I'm just going to keep that real. This photo here shows that he was in the room, but you don't see any paraphernalia in the room. You don't see anything weird going on in the room. You don't see any proof of wrongdoing in these photos. And again, for a fact, you already know where I stand. Diddy is in some serious trouble. But if we're going to look at this and think about this and think independently and critically, I'm just saying, photos like this don't. But that's the same thing with any of these photos where it shows the guy standing next to Diddy at a white party. The only thing it confirms is that the guy was there. Now, the thing that really gets me interested, though, is this professional athlete A. The reason why professional athlete A is really important to me, and some other things too, which I'll point out in a second, is because this professional athlete walked into the room to stop it from happening or interrupting the SA, this misconduct that was happening, right? So he could be a witness. Now, the main question I have here is, did the professional athlete walk in and go, oh, yeah, grab it harder? That's not what it sounds like in this paperwork. It sounds like he walked in, Diddy was trying to do something really bad, and then as soon as professional athlete walked in, Diddy released his grip. And the conversation, everything went left. Instead of it going down a more awkward and more uncomfortable and possibly even more sinister route. So, if this professional athlete just walked in, he may have seen something. He may have seen something weird going on. That's a potential witness. Or was this professional athlete there and did he avert his eyes? Did he walk in and go, oh, okay, keep doing it? And that's the other thing too. Did the plaintiff turn to professional athlete A and say, no, I don't want this. Professional athlete A, I don't want this man. He's doing a crime on me, professional athlete A. I don't want this man. Did he say that? See what I'm saying? There's more to this than I'm like, okay, there's some holes here. That's the only thing I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And if he turned to professional athlete A and said, hey, man, he's doing a crime on me. I ain't cool with it, bruh. Professional athlete A, I ain't cool with the man. I ain't cool with it. And professional athlete A just said, no, you know exactly what you came here for. And then just slowly close the door as he's watching, closing the door. That's a different story, right? That's a completely different story. Then professional athlete A is involved and knowingly saw a crime being committed. But if he's just somebody who walked in the room, boom, he could be like, I just walked in the room. I didn't see nothing. They were talking and then Diddy walked over. I didn't see no hands on nobody's genitals. Okay? Now, I saw nobody's hands on somebody's weed whacker. I'm just saying. So I'm not sitting here saying that I don't believe it, but I will say professional athlete A could be a potential witness, including all of these mother lovers that are in these photos. In fact, what would even be better is whoever with the salmon baseball cap right here. You see that little camera right there? You see that camera right there? Maybe that footage caught something. Maybe that footage shows him doing something else. Maybe that videographer has something that can corroborate with this particular John Doe's lawsuit. And everybody else that's in the room chilling, drinking Ciroc with him and all that as well. It's just something to think about. Okay? But if professional athlete A walked in and he's like, professional athlete A, man, he's got his hand on my weed whacker, and I am not cool with it. I am not cool with it, professional athlete A. And professional athlete A just said, just ride with it, bro, and just walked away. That's a crime in which his name should be mentioned in this lawsuit, unless he's paying the plaintiff to get his name out of the lawsuit. But so far, doesn't sound like professional athlete A committed any crimes. Seems like he just walked in I could see it being just walking in on an awkward moment, or walking in thinking nothing's going on and just starting to have a conversation. Think about it, guys. Think about it. That's just, like I said, I'm not sitting here saying I don't believe, but professional athlete A could very well be a solid witness for him if professional athlete A saw something. Well, let's move on to the next one. Okay? The next one. We got another one. All right? So in this introduction, this is interesting. This is with another John Doe. Lawsuit number 2. Or actually number 3, because we already did number 1 this morning. So plaintiff was plied with substances and repeatedly SA'd by Combs and several others, including as of yet named Celebrity A. Now, this is one that we read before, if I'm correct, in an article. Or maybe not. This is a male, it sounds like. Or maybe not. Let me just read through this. So the A occurred at a 2022 award show after party hosted by Diddy in Los Angeles, California. The conduct described herein is shockingly typical of how Combs conducted himself for many years. Many individuals and entities facilitated and participated in this abhorrent conduct. Sean Combs believed he was above the law and that he could do whatever he wanted with impunity. He is not and cannot. Okay. Can't stop, won't stop. Can stop, will stop. So let's get into the meat in the potatoes. Okay. Factual allegations. Plaintiff, a dedicated personal trainer, worked with celebrities and other notable individuals concerning their health and fitness in or around 2022. Like I said, Diddy was busy in 2022. A fashion designer whom plaintiff trained told him. She shared videos showcasing plaintiff's distinctive workouts and exercises with Diddy Combs. This fashion designer told plaintiff that Combs was impressed with plaintiff's training regime and wanted to meet plaintiff and feature him in a video. The fashion designer eventually extended an invitation to plaintiff for him to attend an exclusive awards show after party in Los Angeles, hosted by Combs. The invitation stated a private car would pick plaintiff up from his residence and escort him to the party. As promised, on June 27th, 2022, a black Lincoln Navigator arrived to escort plaintiff to Combs' residence in the Hollywood Hills. When plaintiff arrived at the party, one of Combs' business associates greeted him at the entrance. This person explained plaintiff needed to execute a non-disclosure agreement as a condition of entry into the party. He had to write or sign an NDA. You already know you're about to walk in on some weird, wild-ish if you have to sign an NDA. He ultimately consented to the agreement because he wanted to meet Combs and have an opportunity to promote himself and his business. Combs' associate did not approve plaintiff with a copy of the executed NDA. Interesting. He didn't even get a copy of the NDA? That's weird. After signing the agreement, the Combs associate then handed him a drink, which looked like a typical tequila soda with a cranberry juice mixer. Combs associate instructed plaintiff to drink the beverage as another condition to gain entry into the party. Plaintiff obliged and took several sips of the drink, and everything went like I'm sure. Once in the residence, a model and current client of plaintiff greeted him. Plaintiff felt more comfortable and at ease after seeing a familiar face. Plaintiff observed numerous celebrities in attendance at the party, adding to the glamorous yet overwhelming atmosphere. Eventually, a business associate of Combs guided plaintiff from a large room illuminated in red lights into a smaller room. There, plaintiff observed approximately a dozen individuals, including several well-known figures who were engaging in group activities, and they were doing adult twister, for lack of a better term. Once inside this smaller room, plaintiff began to feel disoriented, dizzy, and weak, far beyond what he would expect from consuming a single alcoholic beverage. It became clear to him that something was wrong. He later realized someone had laced his drink. A photograph of an actual exemplary container used by Combs and or his agents / employees to insert this GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. Okay, we're going to blaze right through that. At this moment of realizing his significant impairment, Combs approached plaintiff, removed his pants, and began performing non-consensual top on him. Interesting. Combs then directed plaintiff to perform top on another individual in the room, known as Celebrity A. Due to the haze of the actual substance he had been clandestinely served, plaintiff could not resist Combs' coercion and ordering. He felt trapped inside his own body, unable to control it or understand what was happening around him. As a result, plaintiff was forced to perform non-consensual, stuff onto Celebrity A. After Celebrity A finished, this individual, okay, spat in his mouth. Say that. At this point, the substances in plaintiff's system were progressively hampering his motor skills and memory. These substances caused him to lose consciousness for brief periods of time. While in and out of consciousness, individuals at the party forced plaintiff into other acts with both men and women. Plaintiff's physical disposition made it impossible for him to reject their advances or otherwise control his body. These individuals, including Combs, essentially passed his body around like a party favor for their own carnal enjoyment. So the the substances in plaintiff's system ultimately caused him to completely lose consciousness for an extended period of time. Plaintiff does not recall anything after this point. When he finally regained consciousness, he found himself outside of his apartment, disoriented, without a shirt, and without his phone. Plaintiff is unaware who took him back to his apartment or how he even got there. As a direct result of the traumatic events at Combs' party, plaintiff has suffered severe emotional and psychological trauma, financial harm, and a significant loss of livelihood. Wow. Now, let's talk about it. Pretty wild stuff here. Now, if this is 100% true, it's pretty wild. He was a personal trainer. I guess he was a good personal trainer, very good at what he does. He's training some elite people with deep pockets, and they're like, oh, I know Diddy, and he loves your look. He loves your workouts. He wants to look like you type thing. And I think he wants to get you into one of his music videos. Man, loved for you guys to meet. Let's get you guys together. He goes there. He gets picked up. Okay, he's getting, he's super excited by all the fun that's being around him, the possibility of meeting some huge names and all that. But first, you got to sign this NDA. And then as soon as you sign this NDA, they just hand you some watered down tequila drink with cranberry juice, and they say, sip on that. That's the only way you're going to be able to get in. That's wild if you really think about it. You can't come in until you drink this. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, would you drink that? Would you drink, like when they say you have to drink this? You have to drink and consume this drink before you even walk into this party. Are you drinking it? I mean, nowadays, I think we're all smarter about that now, given this situation. But I'm just saying, if you were in that kind of situation, would you just be drinking something that they're like, no, you need to drink. If you don't drink this, you ain't getting in. I'm telling you, even if I knew about Diddy's situation, hell no. I don't know where this came from. Who made this? And also, I'm a kind of a germaphobe. So it's like, did somebody else drink out of this? Is everyone drinking out of this cup? Like, hell no, I'm not drinking this. No, I will make my own drink. I will go to the bar and ask for the drink that I like to drink. I'm not a tequila drinker, right? Nah, I ain't drinking that. Thank you. That's weird, right? But then he does it because, of course, he's thinking, it's no big deal, and it's an opportunity for me to be in that elite room. Then I'm going to see Jay-Z's and the Ashton Kutchers and all the elite names of the elite are all going to be there. It's an opportunity for me to expand my client list, or maybe my career could change. Forget being a personal trainer. Maybe I could be doing movies next to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just by walking into this party and sipping this little drink. F it, man. Let me drink this drink. Let me get in there. He goes in there, and all of a sudden, he has no control over his own bodily functions. And then just gets passed around like a party favor. That's devastating, guys. And I am kind of curious if this personal trainer is still training in LA or if he's changed careers or whatever, right? But that's devastating, guys. That's real messed up. But it sounds like something that we've heard before. Sounds a lot like something that we've heard before. But this time, this is the first time I've heard heard this where it's actually somebody saying, I was getting tossed around. On top of that, let's not forget the names, the celebrity individuals that are being said that were at this party as well, that he was performing certain acts with and all that too. Let's not forget that too. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Fire's sword. You know what I mean? Also, Pat Spencer, or you just said I would not drink. I'm wondering about the people who are sober that are trying to get into the party. Like, you got to drink this drink, and it's like, sir, I've been 8 years clean, so I can't drink that. What are you gonna do? Sorry, you can't come in. It's kind of tragic. It's tragic, y'all. But let's continue on. We got more. Let's get into this. And now we are into the ladies. So we have Jane Doe now. Okay. So this introduction, this is the one that is very tough to talk about. So I'm going to give you guys fair warning. You have been warned. There is a lot of code words I'm going to be using throughout this whole doggone thing. Okay. And real quick, before I go into that, King Bob, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. It's Debbie's. It's Debbie's with an IE birthday. Okay. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Debbie. I hope it's a I can't even talk. I hope it's a wonderful one for you. I can't talk today. I'm sorry, guys. But everybody, please put in purple heart emojis in the chat for Debbie. Happy birthday to Debbie. Thank you so much for the heads up. I appreciate it. Happy birthday to you, Debbie with the IE. Happy birthday, Debbie. Okay. But let's get into this. So, defendant was plied with substances and ARD at a very young age, 13, at a house party. Many others were present, but did nothing to stop it. This is where it gets very bad. This one is where it gets very bad. Some participated in it. Combs has been allowed for years to conduct himself in this matter without any consequences. He believes he's above the law. He is not. So we're going to get down to the part I hate this one. This is not going to be an easy one. I don't want to do this one, but we got to. And I will continue saying, where are the parents? Why weren't the parents? Why did the parents allow this youngin' in this party in the first doggone place? But this happens on or around September 7th, 2000. Plaintiff was then young. Okay? Very young. Had a friend drop her off at Radio City Music Hall in New York City so she could try to attend the Video Music Awards, the VMAs. Plaintiff arrived at the venue. She went there by herself. What? What? So she went there by herself? Where are her parents? Okay. So she got dropped off by a friend at Radio City Music Hall in New York City so that she could try to attend the VMAs. She arrived at the venue and saw large crowds gathering as artists and entertainers began arriving. As the event began, the crowd moved inside. But plaintiff, without a ticket, remained outside. Determined to get into an after party, she approached several limousine drivers, attempting to talk her way into the VMAs. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Combs. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party. The driver instructed plaintiff to return around 9:30 or 10 p.m., promising to take her to the party. Later that evening, plaintiff excitedly returned to the driver, who drove her alone in a black limousine with black interior. After approximately 20 minutes, plaintiff arrived at a large white house with a gated U-shaped driveway. Once inside, two men asked plaintiff to sign an NDA, informing her that she could not discuss what happened at the party. She gave them her name and signed the form, but did not receive a copy. Inside the house, plaintiff recognized many celebrities in what appeared to be a living room. Waitstaff carried trays of drinks and loud music played throughout the house. Plaintiff observed widespread substance use, including the Mary Jane and the Yayo. She accepted a drink, a reddish yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just one drink, she began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. And of course, this is the photograph of that GHB distributor, or the container. Looking for a place to rest, she entered what she believed to be an empty bedroom so she can lie down for a moment. She did not lock the door. Soon after, Combs, along with a male and female celebrity, entered the room. Combs aggressively approached the plaintiff with a crazed look in his eye, grabbed her, and said, "You are ready to party." Combs then threw plaintiff toward another male celebrity, Celebrity A, who removed her clothing as she grew more and more disoriented. Plaintiff was then pinned by Celebrity A, who, of course, attacked her, while a female celebrity, Celebrity B, watched. After the Celebrity A was done, Combs then did what he did, while Celebrity A and Celebrity B, male and female celebrities, sat there and watched. Combs attempted to force her to perform top, but she resisted by hitting him in the neck. That's when he stopped. She grabbed her clothes and shoes and left the bedroom, roaming unclothed through the house looking for an exit as the party continued. Once outside, she put her clothes back on and left the scene in the dark. Eventually, plaintiff reached a gas station. A female clerk noticed her distress and allowed her to use the phone. She called her father, admitted that she had lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up. After this attack, she fell into a deep depression, which continues to affect her every facet of her life. Now, this is terrible. Very young. But I will say there's a lot that she says here that is very, very much like what we've just been hearing a little bit ago. A lot of these signed an NDA. She drank something and made her feel woozy, lightheaded, disoriented. She went into a room to lay down, and then in comes Diddy and two other celebrities. And then all this hell breaks loose. I am kind of curious about if this plaintiff ever went and filed anything. That's one of the things I am kind of curious about, if there was any filing of anything, because we don't see that. But then at the same time, she was 13 years old. She went down there No parents were around. She desperately was trying to get into the VMAs. The driver ends up taking her to the after party, and then all hell breaks loose. But again, it's the same model. It's the same MO. She signed an NDA. She walked in. She drank something. She felt weird. She went into a room, and then hell breaks loose. It's insane to me that I don't know how any parent, I don't know how any parent is allowing their 13-year-old running around in these New York streets. I'm going to keep it a buck. But let's continue on. Here's another one, Jane Doe. So this one, same thing. She was attacked viciously. Hold on, let me make sure I don't have if this is the same. Hold on. Let me make sure. Nope. This is a completely different one. Wow, that's crazy. But in this introduction, they're saying that this Jane Doe was viciously attacked, was plied with some sort of substance at a house party in Manhattan hosted by Combs. Those in attendance included Combs himself and other celebrities. The conduct described herein is shockingly typical of Combs and how he conducted himself for many years. Many individuals and entities facilitated and conspired with this abhorrent conduct. He believed he was above the law. He is not. Let's get straight into the meat and potatoes. Factual allegations. In or around December 2022, again in 2022, plaintiff, a 29-year-old independent music artist who sang, wrote, rapped, and produced music, was invited to a party in New York City hosted by Combs. Plaintiff was invited along with several of her friends, also independent musicians. Upon arrival, plaintiff observed a large, white, elegant residence which stood apart from other homes in the area and was accessed to by a long, curved driveway. Wow. Same situation. Big old white house. Is she saying that this was a curved U-shaped driveway in front of this big old white house? Interesting. I'm assuming these two people don't know each other. So that youngin was at the same party or was at a party with a house, big old white house with a curved driveway as well. That's wild. And these two people are two completely different people. Let's continue. The house was adorned with lavish decor featuring a grand entryway, a spacious room, and a large glass table. I wonder why there was a large glass table. Powdered donuts. Moving on, though. Once inside, servers offered platters of food and drinks, creating a luxurious and upscale atmosphere. Plaintiff quickly recognized various celebrities from the music industry and television, including Combs himself. As plaintiff mingled with other guests, she noticed the widespread of everything, substances of all kinds. Okay? Those employed and working in conspiracy with Combs pressured all guests to consume the substances that were being provided and served by the house staff. Man, these people were walking around with like trays, like, we'd like some yayo, sir. That's crazy. Plaintiff declined the repeated offers. Good on her. That evening, plaintiff drank a single glass of wine, consuming no other substances. At one point during the event, she was approached by and engaged in a conversation with Combs about her music career. Combs expressed interest in her work, stating his desire to help her elevate her career by featuring her on a track. Who could this be? That's what I'd like to know. Who is this? Who could this be? Because she was that good to the point where he's like, I'd like to get you featured. I mean, let's be real. He may be lying just because he may like her look and just want to get with her in that carnal sense. But at the same time, she was a writer, producer, rapper, singer. I mean, she's a very talented individual. So I'm wondering who she could have been. Was she already signed before? So on and so forth. Combs advanced the interaction by inviting her to his office, suggesting they could discuss the advancement of her music career in private. Oh, God. After arriving in the office, she began feeling disoriented, as if she were slipping in and out of consciousness. It became clear to her at this time that she had been given some type of substance by Combs. And of course, we already know about that container. Due to the effects of this drink, Combs R'd and SA'd her. Plaintiff could not stop him from doing so, as if she was trapped inside her body, not participating, but not able to resist. Wow. The next thing plaintiff clearly remembers is waking up at 6 a.m. confused and disoriented in the same office where the attack took place. After checking herself, she discovered red on her legs, okay, from her downstairs area, and bruising on her lips. She also found deep imprints on her arms and wrists, suggesting that she had been tied with ropes. Additionally, she felt significant pain and soreness in that area down there. Overwhelmed with fear and panic, she frantically searched for her belongings, including her phone and clothes, but could not find them. Instead, she discovered a pair of pants, a shirt, and slides, which she quickly put on before trying to escape. Plaintiff eventually left the residence. As a result of this incident, she suffers significant emotional distress and trauma. She continues to deal with the psychological and emotional consequences of this attack. That's wild. So she was in the party. She avoided everything she could. Maybe she thought in her head, it's like, I'm not doing all this crazy hard stuff because that's just not how I roll, but I will get a glass of wine because I need to be on point. Let's not forget, a lot of these individuals are thinking this is an opportunity for me to soar. So I can't go in here and just get blasted. What are the people going to think of me if I'm all like looking all wasted and stuff? I got to keep myself safe. And I got to stay sober. I got to stay with it because this is about my business. This is about business. This is not about pleasure. I will celebrate when I get on, but I'm not going to celebrate right now doing all this crazy stuff. That's why all these celebrities can do it, because they don't have to worry about making deals. They've already made the deals. They're already names. But I'm nobody. I'm somebody trying to get my name out there. So I'm gonna sip on this red wine, and I'm gonna keep it easy. I'm going to do cruise control and keep it simple. But then, unfortunately, whatever she drank was allegedly laced as well. Ain't that about a B? That's annoying as hell. And then all of a sudden, she's getting attacked by this man. And God knows what else was done to her while she was passed out. It's terrifying, guys. That's absolutely terrifying. Whew, we got more, guys. We got two more. Another Jane Doe. We're gonna keep this train moving. So please do me a favor. I'm gonna take a second to take a little bit of a drink before we go into the last two lawsuits. But I see a bunch of y'all in here, and I can't believe this because we haven't even hit halfway through on the likes. So get the likes, y'all. Get the likes up, please and thank you. Hit that like button, okay? I'd love to get it to 1K. If we can get it to 1K, that would be phenomenal, okay? So hit that like button down below, please. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. Don't forget to follow if you're watching over here. That'd be amazing. Of course, I got those roses up above right there. If you can hit a rose or two, that would really be amazing. Please and thank you. Subscribe, follow me, follow on TikTok, follow on Rumble if you're watching over there. Please. All right? Do that. Do it. Okay? But let me get a little quick drink here. Okay. Had to get had to get definitely parched. Okay. Let's get into it. The last two, and from my understanding, some of these, I think these last two have not fully been out yet. So you might be getting the exclusive right here, guys. Just so you know. So let's get into this. Another Jane Doe. And you know, my thoughts and prayers go out to all the victims. The ones that are still in the middle of filing, the ones that have filed just recently. I commend them all for having the bravery, because this is some scary and this is some wild stuff. So let's look at this introduction. Again, this is someone who is actually plied with substances and ard by Sean Diddy Combs. This aggravated SA occurred at one of Diddy's frequently held infamous after parties, this time in Las Vegas. We already know about all that. He thinks he's above the law. He is not. So let's get into the factual allegations. There it is. Defendant Sean Combs. His infamous Las Vegas parties were legendary events known for their exclusivity, extravagance, and celebrity guest list. These high-profile parties attracted A-list celebrities from across the entertainment, fashion, and business worlds. The events were lavishly decorated, featured live music performances, and boasted top-tier food and beverages. The atmosphere at these parties was one of opulence and luxury, often making headlines for their celebrity guest lists, over-the-top entertainment, and stunning aesthetics of the event. Many unsuspecting individuals were recruited to attend these parties. Some individuals were recruited in various cities and were paid to fly in to attend these functions. Now, many of these people were unsuspected individuals were recruited to go to these parties. That's interesting. And again, some of these people, like it said here, and I'm sorry for repeating what they're saying here, but I think that's very interesting that these individuals were recruited from various cities, and then they were paid to fly in to be a part of these functions. So it's like, oh, you're hot. I like the way you look. We're going to fly you out to this exclusive Las Vegas party. Are you with it? And of course, it's a Diddy party, by the way. Just want to let you know. It's a Diddy party, so you with it? And then all these people are like, yeah. And then they hop on a plane and they get flown out to Vegas to party. On Memorial Day weekend of 2014, so we're 10 years back now, plaintiff and two of her friends visited Las Vegas to stay at the Hotel Rio. While there, plaintiff contacted various people she'd met in the entertainment industry in order to find out if any quote-unquote cool events would be taking place. One such contact was an entertainer who identified himself as International Smooth. Moving on. Who has that in their phone? Man, let me hold. Sorry. It's the name for me, dog. It's the name for me, dog. Who what? Imagine having that in your phone. Yo, let me call International Smooth real quick. So this is what they say. The plaintiff had met this International Smooth a few years prior at a party in Miami. Plaintiff was never able to ascertain his legal name, but contacted with him through Instagram using that moniker. Now I need to look up to see if International Smooth even exists on the IG or something, because International Smooth, you know that guy's not up to any good. I'm gonna be real. JB Smooth is hilarious, but International Smooth, no. I just see a douchebag. I'm sorry. I see the douchiest of douchers ever. That's how I imagine in my head. It's like, how do you get any numbers? But that's just, we're going to move on though. We're going to move on. Plaintiff discovered that Smooth, oh, thank you guys on TikTok. Plaintiff discovered that Smooth was in Las Vegas through his Instagram stories, and after contacting him, discovered that he worked for Combs as a party promoter. Smooth, hey, thank you guys. Smooth invited plaintiff to an exclusive party at Las Vegas popular poolside called Club Rehab. Yeah, Club Rehab those are fun. Okay. If you've gone to Vegas and you've gone out there to go and kick it and all that, the Club Rehab thing is a thing. And it's like a series of things, right? But those parties are kind of fun. Smooth made it clear that this was an exclusive celebrity party, and plaintiff's two friends were not invited. Only plaintiff. Damn. Okay. Despite having some awkwardness with this prohibition, plaintiff, with the encouragement of her friends, decided to attend the party to potentially network with the influential people there. While at the party, plaintiff met with many celebrities, including, woo, we got some names, baby. We got some names. Oh my God. We got some names, including Mary J. Blige, Lil' Kim, and Nicki Minaj. She saw more than that. She saw more than that she did not meet. Oh, okay. She saw more than that she did not meet. Plaintiff took pictures and videos with many of these celebrities and posted them on her private Instagram page. Plaintiff was also introduced to Combs, who greeted her and said he hoped she had a lot of fun at the party. Eventually, the party at Club Rehab died down, and plaintiff was invited by Smooth to an after party at Combs' suite at the Planet Hollywood Hotel. While there, plaintiff spoke to Combs again, and he directed her to a bar area with tens of dozens of open bottles of his Ciroc branded vodka. He directed her to grab a bottle and help herself. Plaintiff also took videos of Combs at the party and posted them to her Instagram. Stills from videos are shown below. There it is. Him having a great time. I don't know what that move is over there. What is he doing right there? What's going on with life right now? What is he doing? Is he in the middle of catching a football? Real talk, doesn't it look like he's in the middle of like catching a football? Like he in a hotel room. He ain't on the football field. The hell? Okay. Plaintiff did as suggested by Combs and took a few sips of what she thought to be vodka from the open bottles. But about 40 minutes later, after having 1 to 2 drinks from the Ciroc bottle, plaintiff began to feel nauseated and dizzy, slowly losing control of her motor functions. This occurred around 8 p.m. in the evening. We already know about this container. Plaintiff informed Smooth she did not feel well and likely would need to leave the party soon. Smooth directed her to an empty bedroom in the suite and told her to lie down there until she felt better. He told her not to worry about being disturbed because the door would be locked. I'm sure that was a lie. The next thing plaintiff recalls is waking up the following morning feeling very groggy and sore. Her entire body hurt, and it felt difficult to move. As soon as she woke, she saw Combs in the corner of the room, shirtless, yelling loudly and with animation at someone over the phone. He was the only person in the room with her, and it was clear that someone else had been in bed with her. Out of fear and confusion, she remained silent and still until Combs left the room and she heard the front door of the suite close. Plaintiff eventually got up and realized she was unclothed, and her general soreness was more aggravated in her downstairs part. Plaintiff was horrified to realize that she had been attacked or AR'd by Combs. She found her belongings, including her dead cell phone, and made her way back to the Hotel Rio where her friends were staying. Now, upon arriving the Hotel Rio, her friends were shocked to see the state that she was in. They tried to help her. Plaintiff indicated that all she wanted to do was shower and rest. She ended up sleeping for an entire 2 days after that. She only remembered vague glimpses of her friends trying to wake her up and offer her water. Afterwards, her friends told her that they did their best to take care of her during this time, but she was largely incoherent. In the aftermath of this attack, she struggled with intense emotional pain, mental health issues, feeling disgusted, and deeply depressed. She has experienced a significant impact in her personal life. She struggles to maintain relationships or be in party atmospheres due to this attack. Not a day goes by for this plaintiff without thinking of the traumatic incident. You know, it's terrible because one, now here's another thing I want to point out. You got friends that were there. Okay? You got friends now that are saying that could be witnesses of what it was like seeing her coming back from where she was. So instead of them, because let's be real, yes, this is terrible. This is terrible. All of them are terrible. I mean, none of there is no meter of what is terrible and what is bad, like what is good and what is bad and what's the worst and what's the not the worst and all that. All of them are really, really bad. They're all varying degrees of terrible. But one thing is for sure. Not only is she meeting Mary J. Blige, Lil' Kim, and Nicki Minaj, but you also got her friends that were there. And her friends will be able to hold it down and also back her story. Yeah, when she came back, she was in bad shape, y'all. And we got proof of that. And she did not move out of that bed for 2 days. We were out there to go kick it and enjoy Vegas, and we couldn't even enjoy Vegas because we were spending the next 2 days in Vegas with her, tending to her needs and making sure she didn't pass away in the hotel room. That's a real scary thing and a real scary thought. But she also has her friends, and her friends can be witnesses, again, if this lawsuit happens to be true. But let's continue on to the next thing. It's wild, y'all. So far, though, I also want to say this too, real quick, before we go into this last one right here. I want to point something out. So far, we haven't heard anything about anyone contracting any type of STI or STD, which again could be very good. Very obviously is a great thing, but so far we have not heard anyone come out and say that I know of. I contracted this particular thing from Diddy after all this that went down. I got this. And it could be the gift that keeps on giving. It could be something that could have been treated, or it could be something even worse. That's uncurable. But we haven't heard anything of that so far. The other piece, though, that I want to point out as well, we have yet to hear anything about any of these people going and getting tests done so far. Attorney Busby did say that there were some individuals that actually ran tests, and they have proof of these tests being done and showing that there was some sort of substance in their system. Let's not forget the stuff called Trank. Remember Trank? Hold on, I'm trying to pull this up because I like to have my receipts too. Where the heck is it? Yep. He even said, I have it written right here. He even said, and then some of them were done during auditions and all that. And I know we got 120 of them. We're not there yet, but still, some of them were drug tested, and they found certain things in their system like Trank, and I'm sure a multitude of other things as well. But let's not forget those things. Then also, just because Mary J. Blige, Lil' Kim, and Nicki Minaj are being named in a lawsuit does not mean that they were a part of the crime. It just means that that she met those people, and they could literally say, yeah, I do remember seeing her there. They could literally corroborate the story. Yeah, she was there. It shows proof that she was there, that this Jane Doe was there. Doesn't mean that a crime was done, but it does show that she was actually there. Let's not forget her friends, too. Hopefully, her friends are being used as key witnesses to this whole thing as well. Now, I know that they weren't at the party per se, but they were there in Vegas with her and basically mended her wounds when she came back from that night with Diddy and all of them. Something to think about. Something to think about nonetheless. But still, very, very terrible, terrible information. Let's go on into the last and final one. Unbelievable. Now we got a John Doe. The last and seventh one, by the way, guys. Introduction. Of course, they're looking for punitive damages, compensatory damages for SA. This attack occurred at an industry party in a music studio in Harlem, New York. The conduct, obviously we already know about all this, okay? That this shows just how he is in general, and he believes he's above the law, and he is not. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, shall we? So, at the time of the incident described, plaintiff actively participated in the music scene and operated a private security service. Because of the plaintiff's security service, he was well respected in the industry and maintained strong connections with various artists across the country. High-profile musicians often sought his services, trusting him and his security service. Plaintiff managed a crew of approximately 85 individuals. That's big. Primarily based in New York. He typically staffed about 10 members of his team to major events to ensure adequate security for artists. On or about the 25th of August in 2005, plaintiff, then 21 years old, so he's young, attended an event at a music studio in Harlem, New York, near 142nd Street. The studio was a known location frequented by influential figures in the music industry, including prominent rap artists. The studio regularly hosted gatherings of rap artists and industry insiders. Plaintiff understood that Combs would be attending. This John Doe attended the event with his wife. The gathering quickly evolved into a typical industry party, with attendees consuming alcohol and smoking them trees. However, plaintiff and his wife refrained from doing either, as plaintiff wanted to present himself as a professional, demonstrating that he was someone others could trust and rely on in hopes of earning their business, especially Combs' business. Yeah, like I said before, this is a huge deal for every single person that is looking to advance their careers, advance their business. They want to show their best face possible. They don't want to sit here running around, getting all crazy, doing lines and smoking them trees and doing all this stupid stuff. Because you know for a fact that person's going, he's a great time, but yeah, like he likes to do the stuff I like to do, but can I trust him when we're out and I need somebody to be on their P's and Q's and keep their head on a swivel if you zooted? Nah, man. I mean, you can come to the parties and kick it, but I don't trust you to guard this body. So business first as always. But once you get in and you make the business, then you can go have fun. Just be smart with it. And choose what you do wisely, guys. I don't understand why everybody's all on this powder and all this crazy stuff. Y'all need to be safe out here. Some of y'all think that tomorrow doesn't matter when tomorrow does. Damn. You know what I mean? Tomorrow matters, y'all. Damn. Choose wisely. That's all. And do it. If you're gonna, I don't recommend doing that stuff. I just don't. But within moderation, babies. Within moderation. You just never know who's in the room. You feel me? During the event, someone informed plaintiff that Combs had taken an interest in his security operation and was considering hiring him for future events. Yay, I'd be excited too, right? I'd be excited about that. Combs then approached plaintiff and asked him if they can talk about business in another room. Uh-oh, golly. As he did so, Combs insisted that plaintiff join him for a drink. Plaintiff politely declined, viewing the situation as a professional opportunity. Combs pressed him repeatedly, saying, "When do you think you're going to drink with a millionaire?" Combs persisted. That's interesting. Not wanting to be rude and hoping to earn Combs' trust and ultimately business, plaintiff gave in and took a drink from Combs. His wife is there, though. His wife is there. Hopefully she's staying dry. Let's find out. Plaintiff felt uncomfortable with the situation, but continued his conversation with Combs, viewing it as a valuable business opportunity. After finishing the drink, he started feeling dizzy, weak, and confused, far beyond what he expected from having consumed a single drink. It became clear to him that something was wrong. He knew at that point that Combs gave him some sort of substance. And of course, we already saw the container a million times over. During this time, here we go with the wife. Where is she? Plaintiff's wife left the room to use the bathroom. Dag nabbit. And the other guests also exited, leaving plaintiff alone with Combs. In this moment, with no one else present, Combs approached plaintiff in an inappropriate manner. He moved closer and without warning or consent, reached into plaintiff's pants and grabbed his whatnot. He began to manipulate and attempt to rub him. Let's just say that. Plaintiff tried to resist, but Combs forcibly continued and told him to, quote unquote, take it easy and let it kick in, implying that the alcohol or other substance would relax plaintiff and make him more compliant. This attack abruptly ended when his wife returned the room. She immediately saw what was happening and intervened, stopping the attack. Yes! Realizing he had been caught, he had been caught, Combs tried to downplay the situation. Like, I was just trying to rev his engine for you. I was just trying to rev the weed whacker just a little bit, just making sure it was nice and oiled before, I was just trying to help you out because I know y'all going to go back home and do the hibbity dibbity. I was just trying to help you out. Okay. That's literally what he was doing, trying to downplay the situation. Yeah, my hands were down to his pants. Okay. But have you ever had a millionaire's hands down your man's pants? So he tried to downplay the situation. He pretended to help plaintiff in some way, disguising his behavior as an act of assistance. He there's a little bit of frostbite going down there. Let me just what? You're in the middle. He's just cold down there. It's so cold. Hold on. I heard to resuscitate somebody, you got to rev the weed whacker up. Okay? He's a little cold. It's a little frostbitten. And so you got to get the circulation. You got to get the warmth going again. Right there in the nether regions. I got it. That ma'am. I got it. Like, what the hell? That's so stupid. Let me help you. Like, come on now. Stop. Oh my God. Shocked and upset by the events, plaintiff and his wife quickly decided to leave the studio. They exited the building and took the train home, trying to process the traumatic incident that had just occurred. This attack left a lasting impact on the plaintiff. After the incident, he made the difficult decision to leave his career in security, where he had excelled and built a strong reputation. The emotional and psychological toll of this attack continues to affect his mental health. Plaintiff actively grapples. Let me say that again. I see what they did. Plaintiff actively grapples with the emotional scars of the attack and the consequences it has brought to his personal and professional life. That's just crazy too. Okay. And I'm so happy. Again, if this is true, shout out to the wifey. Shout out to the wifey. Because if the wifey wasn't there, it'd be a wrap. Okay. He'd be taken advantage of, and then all this bad things, much worse, would have happened. Let it. What did Diddy say? Let it kick in. Huh? Take it easy, bruh. Let it kick in. Good. Oh, this is gross. Okay. Like he was trying, yeah, like another party favor. Nicole B, absolutely. Like another one. Can you believe that? That's just gross. That's gross, man. And then the wifey comes in and he's like, see now. Sorry. It just doesn't make. It just doesn't work for me. Okay. But he trying to, the booty goon. Diddy the booty goon. Yeah, he is out here diddling about. Okay? He is out here diddling about, indeed. And here's again. One, they weren't having any drinks until he said, when will be the next time you have a drink with a millionaire? So he's like, all right, fine. I'll have a drink with you, but I'm trying to be professional because I want to advance my career. But he takes the drink anyway. Stuff starts kicking in. He takes advantage of the situation. Diddy. Wife went to the bathroom during this time, came back and found Diddy's hands in her man's cookie jar. Real talk. And then she intervened. So now we hopefully will have wifey as a witness that will step forward and will be able to back her husband's story. Now, I get it that it is the wife, and if she really was there, sure, she could be a co-conspirator with the plaintiff to make something up. It's easy for, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to hold it down for my man because we can use that money anyway too. So I will lie with him. Along with him, I will lie. That's still a possibility here, y'all. That's still a strong possibility. But this seems too wild. And I will say, plaintiff should thank his lucky stars that his wife was there. Without his partner, this situation could have gotten a lot worse. It could have gone like what happened with the personal trainer, just being passed around like a party favor. That could have happened too. But we're going to have to see what happens here, guys. I mean, that's all 7 now. All of them. We went through every single last one of them. With the first show this morning, we went through 2 of them, really, like 1.5, if you will. But we went through all of them now. And what say you? Is this something that, do you think that all of them are telling the truth, these 7? Or do you think that they are kind of exaggerations? People just trying to get a bag. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are. You know, put that in the comment section, please. And thank you. But it is terrifying to think that any of this could have happened. The Vegas story, the 13 one, I mean, all of them are terrifying, but some of them are very lucky to have friends with them or partners. And then some are just very unlucky for just being alone, being invited, being alone, and then being taken advantage of. And they say, I feel like every Sunday, we're just going to have a huge bomb get dropped, a new litany of lawsuits. It's going to be like this, I think, every Sunday, every top of the week, maybe the end of every week. Maybe it'll be twice a week, top of the week, end of the week. We're just going to have new ones just getting dropped. Bang, 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 like that. I'm just waiting for it. Okay. The correlation of apples. No, I'm just kidding. But yes. They're coming. It's going to be wild. It's already wild to begin with. Nothing is as wild as the one that we read a couple days ago with the 13th victim and how she was in the house and then ended up going back and sleeping there and pew-pews going off and Tupac, the conversation about Tupac and all that. That one is out of this world. I feel like that's some fever dream of a movie type thing. But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be another wild one like that coming very, very soon. But it's terrible that if any of these are true, it's devastating to hear that any of these people went through what they went through. And so I'm praying for all of them. Real talk. I really am praying for every single last one of them. Hopefully they get the justice that they rightfully deserve. And we will see what happens here. But that is the show. Yeah, no kidding, from Prada to Nada. That's Diddy right now. He's back to 0. Okay? Nothing. He ain't got nothing now. But I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really means a lot. That is the show. Have a great rest of your day. We got so much going on. So hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit of a recap on either Leilani or on Sarah Boone, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on both trials right now as we speak. I may do that a little bit later on today, depending on how crazy. I don't know. There might be more stuff dropping here about Diddy. There's some Liam Payne info as well that's just dropped a little bit before I came on here. So I got some stuff to talk to you guys. We got to talk. Okay? So do me a favor, please and thank you. Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on the TikTok. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it on the TikTok. Don't forget, hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms like Facebook. If you are watching on those other platforms, make sure you hit that follow button. That's on Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble. Follow me on Rumble. Also, hit that or subscribe here on my main channel. Make sure you're subscribed to the secondary channel because there's so much work going on over there and so much coverage going on over there. So make sure you are subscribed to both channels, The Pascal Show Clips and, of course, The Pascal Show. Don't forget to hit that join button down below. Become a member. Support if you can. Check out Patreon and locals.com/The Pascal Show and patreon.com/The Pascal Show. And, of course, we got the merch, pascalmerch.com. Go show some love. Become aware of the clothes. Whatever. Just go and check it out. I'm sure you're going to find something there you're going to love. All right? But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I appreciate all y'all. Have a great one, and I'll be talking to you guys very, very soon. There's a lot of work coming to you guys very, very soon. So I'll see you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.